Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Yaardvark here. Just want to give you guys a tremendous shout out for the awesome reception during the world premiere yesterday. Had a good turnout and participation in the live chat, tons of likes on the Facebook page. You guys are really helping to get this channel off on the right foot, and I'm going to do my best to constantly evolve and improve the channel, so just stay tuned. It's only going to get better. So with that being said, let's dive right in. Today we're going to be looking at the oddities thread on Reddit, a threadit if you will, and let's just dive right into the first one. So a death cast of my friend Sphinx kitty. Well, that sounds sad. And it is sad. So I mean, it's cool. I understand, like, wanting to preserve your pet. I mean, but just imagine if someone did this, with their dog. How much weirder that would look. I think casting a hairless cat kind of works because, you get that realistic skin appearance. It doesn't really seem as though the animal's dead, just more or less sleeping. That's maybe not so bad, but I feel like if you try to do that on, like, a German Shepherd or something, it probably wouldn't fly. But rest in peace to the little kitty there, and let's jump into the next one. My collection of grotesque heads. All right, let's see what they said. My collection of grotesque heads. I started collecting them for 15 years ago. That's a weird way to write that. They're really hard to come across. Some of them are really finely carved, and the detail is amazing. I love ugly, grotesque antiques. They're from all over the world and made from all types of materials. I mean, that's a pretty awesome collection. So let's just jump in here and see what we see. So that's a really weird one. It's almost like a horse mouth, like those long teeth. I don't know. Let's jump over here. So this one might have a little Asian influence, perhaps. I almost want to say that that's like the face of Hoggle from the Labyrinth, but he's missing, some features. Um, I don't know. This one seems a little Jim Henson inspired too. So let's take a peek over here. Just got a plain skull hiding in there. That's kind of funny. I don't know. I mean, I don't have too much to say on those guys. They're just take a look at them. I mean, they're cool. This one's got a little bulging eye down here. Wonder why he hid some of them with the other ones like that. I should display them in a little bit of a better fashion where you can see them all, but either way, not my collection. So this one is really cool looking. Looks really elaborate compared to a lot of the other ones. This guy just looks mad that he got put down at the bottom, like he's got to smell all the other ones' farts or something. And this one looks terrified, maybe because the schnoz is just poking him in the face constantly. I don't know. All right, so let's jump over to the next one. Thought you guys would appreciate my collection. Finally found the perfect jar to display my growing collection of teeth. They seem to be bleached, so in a way maybe sterilized. They don't look like those were in bad shape to be pulled. I mean, I'm not a dentist, but hopefully you weren't extracting those unnecessarily just to have a collection. What do you guys think? You think that's their teeth and they just really wanted to impress us? Let's hope not. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, so I know this is a trivet, but I'm curious about the symbols. Any idea? Excuse me. Well, let's see. See if we can solve the mystery. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, so you have the reoccurring 3 rings and 3 rings. So one might argue that this was like a pre-modern Olympics type of symbology, maybe for some kind of Olympic contest back in the day. Just saying that because it kind of has the celebratory wreath look. It's got the rings. The heart in the hand makes me wonder. Um, and I'm sure I'm way far off. I'm just being silly. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, this is a really cool item. I'd love to have that on my stove as a trivet. I just don't know. Trivet. I don't know. I'm not not sure exactly how you pronounce that, but I have one from the 70s. It's really cool. It's got like just some green and orange classic colors from the 70s with some mushrooms on it. And I actually had it once in the past. I found it originally at a garage sale. And pretty sure a roommate broke it, threw it away, and didn't tell me because it mysteriously disappeared one day. But I was luckily I was able to find it on eBay, or I take that back, it was Etsy, and was able to get another one. So it sits on my stove to this day. But all right, my preserved pregnant ratatouille. Okay, now we're getting down to business. I would definitely call that an oddity. You could also almost call it like a just kind of a science demo, you know? Maybe it's an educational piece. Because it does show you, obviously, you've got the babies in there. So it's interesting. I've never actually seen a creature cut open that was pregnant with those still inside. So, I mean, I know it's really gross for some of you, but, look past that. It's dead. It's preserved. It's already been cast in some kind of material to preserve it. So I wouldn't, feel too bad at this point. Uh, because I love rats. I've had pet rats. I have friends who have pet rats. They're awesome creatures. They have personality. They can be really sweet. So, it's sad just like it would be with any other animal, but just think back to your high school biology lab and the freak show that really was, and then tell me that this is over the top, okay? All right, let's jump on to the next one. We're getting down here now. Save Norman? Okay, save Norman. Are you sure that's not Uncle Fester? Because those eyes look just like Uncle Fester's eyes from the Addams Family. I mean, granted, he doesn't have the exact same facial features, but you got to think Uncle Fester was bald. This thing's bald. His eyes bulge. This is bulge. It has kind of the shadow around the eyes. Maybe he saw Michael Jackson's plastic surgeon and got in a fight with him. But yeah, I'm going to say that's a preserved Uncle Fester head because that's just better than Save Norman. Maybe Save Ferris would have been cool, but Save Norman? What is this? Oh, snap. What is this, guys? Some kind of a voodoo art. It almost looks like the Pacific Northwest Indian art in terms of the design style. They didn't really do faces like that, it's generally animals, traditionally eagles, bears, things like that. But it reminds me of that influence. So it looks like they were trying to be representative of the third eye, possibly. I'm going to assume that maybe this is like wrinkly forehead. These are the eyebrows. This is a mustache. Maybe he's got a double mustache. Why don't people do that? Like wax one down, there's your first stash, and wax the other one up, there's your second stash. Split it, make it look like you've got double top lip. That'd be freaking awesome. One of you guys do that and send me a picture. That'd be freaking sweet. All right, let's see. A month or so ago, I made this fella to hang on the front of our house. I love it. The neighbors, not so much. Okay, so, I mean, when you live in the Midwest, you see animal skulls throughout the course of your life, whether you see them in a field or you see them being displayed like this. I understand in some parts of the country you're not really going to see that very often, and it could definitely freak somebody out. But what it looks like they've done is they've taken a skull from what looks to be possibly cattle. I want to say that's from like a steer or something. I'm not sure. Well, no, because they took the horns off. So let's say that's a deer skull, because it probably is, and that should have been my first guess. So you've got the little antlers down here, and then they've decided that those weren't good enough. Those would actually make better, like, mouth parts, kind of like some beetles have. And then they've used sticks in a very Grinch-esque manner to try and make it look like a deer or some kind of a buck. And then hung it with rope. Hey, I mean, whatever floats your boat. Like I've said in the last episode, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to roast, criticize, have fun, discuss, describe for you guys, and really just to make you laugh, bring you this entertainment in a fun fashion. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know why you would do this. That being said, I don't know who would want to assemble something like that and hang it on the side of their house and not expect that their neighbors are going to be creeped out by it. But, to each their own. So, there's that. Sorry, guys, it's early morning, and I've just got some chest congestion from my allergies, so forgive me for clearing my throat so much. Recently saved up to buy this piece of hair memento. Mori, I'm in love. Alright, this is, very much what we're here for, so I think it's really neat, all the different things that people figure out how to do with human hair. So if you guys ever watch Oddities on the Science Channel, they feature a lot of items that are made from human hair, whether it's hair off the top of the head, leg hair. They've used belly button lint to make little dolls, all kinds of things. It's gross, but it's also really cool, and I like it because the reason why that art form, that medium, is so unique is because it holds up for so long. Like, human hair does not just break down and go away quickly. And when you make art from it, it can really last. So what we've got here is somebody took a bunch of human hair, and I don't know if this would have been from an elderly person and it's gray hair, or if that was blonde hair originally, but definitely an abundance of it, and turned it into floral arrangements and different types of flowers also. And they even decked it out with a little bit of color using what looks to be possibly some little stones, like gemstones or plastic, like those dragon tears, things like that. That's not exactly what it is, but something along those lines. Probably just some craft stuff from Joann's, but hey. Alright, so that's pretty awesome. Let's jump down. My best piece, his name is Un Ojo, or Un Oho, because he's blind in one eye. A gift from my dad. Now that's unique, you see a lot of busts of deer and things like that, but you don't ever see one that had a blind eye when it was alive, and they were able to preserve said blind eye. That is really, really cool. I mean, I feel like you're disrespecting it with the lei, or the feathery boa. I I mean, it's just, I'm just kidding. I don't care. Do whatever you want. When I was a kid, my uncle had a buck mounted that was on the wall, and he had, in traditional 80s fashion, he had like a Budweiser hat on it. He had some sunglasses on it, a cigarette hanging out of its mouth. It was funny. I always felt bad for the deer or the buck. I feel bad for this thing, but I have a heart. I might like weird, odd stuff, but heart's all warm and gooey in there still. All right, so let's see. Two of my favorite pieces. What? Okay, so let's start with the one on the left. It's like a chupacabra smoking a cigarette while it farts and launches itself into the air. Uh, that is just odd. I mean, I don't even really know what they were going for with that. You can tell it's actually supposed to be positioned vertically because the trees back here are still in their vertical position. But it really, I mean, maybe there was a lamp down here and someone was like, I am going to rub this lamp so a genie comes out, but they got this thing instead. And then over here on the right, you've got what would Jeffrey Dahmer do? And I mean, it's still WWJD. Just add another D. Uh, but that's a far cry from WWJD, that's for sure. So you've got this human head in a jar, a belt, and then miscellaneous body parts, some knives, forks, and a little drinky. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say on that one. Moving on. Rare alpaca. Whoa. Wrong button. Rare alpaca skull for sale. Okay, so that was a technical foul. That's a technical foul. My pig fetus, Ollie. Where's Andy, though? You gotta have Andy and Ollie together. They're gonna be lonely without each other. I don't know if you guys watch Bob's Burgers, but that's a Bob's Burgers reference. Okay, so we've got Ollie the fetus pig, and it's being preserved in this little medical jar. I wish we could see its face, but alas, they only gave us this photo. So, um, I guess the only thing I really have to say on this would be when I was a child, I lived on a farm during the summers. Stayed there, I guess, not really lived, but me and my sister would be babysat by a couple who had a large 80-acre farm, and they had tons of animals, and they had a mobile vet that would come out, and when he would bring his big RV, he would let me go inside and just had all kinds of jars of things like this. I mean, that's probably why I'm the way I am today and why I'm bringing you such strange YouTube content, but no one else is bringing you this on YouTube, and somebody's got to do the dirty work. So here I am, and we've got the fetus pig in a jar. Where else are you going to find that on YouTube? So comment down below and let me know if there are any other competitive YouTube channels so I can take them down. No, just kidding. All right, finally got my spinal vertebrae. Damn. I mean, his ex-wife used to say he was spineless, but I didn't know you had to order one. All right, so we've got spinal vertebrae. I'm not sure exactly what it's from. Could be cow, could be deer. Hopefully it's not human. Could be human. I mean, it's hard to say. I just don't know. But, they took all precaution during shipping and made sure to put in some styrofoam pieces to help protect the fragile bone matter from breaking. Definitely looks really old. I mean, when you look at how much the porous openings are there, and just the overall look and texture of it just seems like that's pretty old. It's not something that they recently preserved, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's do one more, and then I've got to get out of here and get things going for the day. So, my little collection so far. Well, this is kind of a good one to end on. So we get a little variety with this one. So let's just look up here first. So you've got a scientific display of this. Is it a moth or a butterfly? It's Atticus atlas. So let me see. Yeah, Atlas mothus. So this is a moth, and it reminds me kind of Mothman. And it's obviously got the Latin down there. It's professionally flattened out and displayed like entomologists would do. So that's pretty awesome. Let's jump over here. Diseases of the skin, Ormsby Montgomery. So just a nice little educational book on skin diseases. Then you've got this cranial map, basically just showing you what the different parts of the brain are and what they are useful for, what kind of work they perform. So that's pretty neat. Now, I don't know what kind of egg this is, obviously. If I don't know if that's a real egg, if that's an ostrich egg, I don't know what makes black eggs, or if it was painted black. Or if that's just supposed to be like a very boring Fabergé egg that nobody wanted. But there you go with that. All right, bats. So this one's for my girlfriend. She loves bats. And we've got looks like it says Java Mastiff bat. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. But you can see the teeth on that thing. I don't know if this is what's traditionally known as a vampire bat, but I would imagine so based on kind of their dark collection. But that's pretty cool. So what is this? It looks like that's just wall art of some sort. We've got this person with a really weird head. Kind of flying in at this person. I don't know if this was like an unprovoked attack, because they seem like they weren't expecting this. And then you've got some goblets. Ooh, what did that say? 1585. So this is potentially really old cupware. Another huge egg of some sort. Little taxidermy duck or chick. That's cool and cute, but sad, because it was so young. And then you got a little skull and a lower dental plate. So, well, that's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the second episode of Yaardvark TV, where we bring you the weird, wild, and wonderful things that we sniff out deep in the interwebs and bring them straight to you direct on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do what you want, and check out our social media. Links will be in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.